Now, when you're preparing for this audition, you're going to want to dedicate at least 1 hour to practice every single day for 2 weeks before the audition. And that's a minimum of 1 hour. Everybody else is going to be preparing for this, and you've got to be just as prepared, if not more prepared. Brass players, even if you have this entire etude memorized, you will need that embouchure to be well worked, and it needs to be in perfect shape. And that takes dedicated practice every single day. The best thing you can do for the scales is to memorize every single one of them. You've got melodic minor scales and you've got major scales with different articulations in each one. Don't expect to go in without having them memorized and do it perfectly, because you will tend to get nervous. Just memorize every single one of them, and then you will not have to worry about them at all. One really good thing you can do in the scales is actually to practice them in triplet patterns and dotted eighth 16th patterns. For example, bum, 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 bum for a triplet feel, and bum, 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 bum for a dotted eighth 16th feel. There are very many instances in the etude where the composer switches between those two rhythms, and they're going to be listening for that during the audition. If you can get a metronome that subdivides, it will really, really help you to keep track of those rhythms throughout the entire thing. They're relatively cheap as machines if you don't have one already, or you can also download them for your smartphone. There's a wide variety that can do some really, really neat things with subdividing into triplets and eighth notes and 16th notes. And the last thing you want to do to really prepare for this is just establish the tempo for each different section every time you perform it. Really know what the lyrically tempo is going to be. Sing it in your head before you play it. Take the time between those sections to really establish your tempo. You're not going to be punished for being more prepared during the audition.